Hey, my Married at First Sight Australia fans, we are back yet again with another crazy episode. First, Melinda and Harrison form an unusual bond. We have the partner swap challenge, and one of the couples challenge end in tears. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T, and I got another recap for you guys. Married at First Sight Australia, Season 10, Episode number 26. And without any further ado, let's talk about this challenge. So, the experts is kicking it up a notch this week on Married at First Sight with the introduction of a world's first phase of the experiment, Feedback Week. Now, according to John Aiken, he describes this whole new phase as risky and controversial. Now, while feedback itself doesn't seem so controversial, the first task of the week is very controversial. The whole partner swap challenge, which I kind of did a spoiler on Friday about this. Now, in a bid to give participants on the outside perspective of their relationship, the experts asked both the brides and the grooms to swap partners for 3 whole days. Now, this is not a leave your keys in the bowl type of situation, though. Now, with that note, here are the new pairings. Tani and Rupert, Duncan and Evelyn, Alyssa and Cameron. We also have Ollie and Lindell, and then Harrison and Melinda, and Bronte and Layton. Now, the couples received the news with very different reactions. Evelyn is excited, while Lindell thinks a little sleepover with some pals would be quite constructive. Duncan is hoping the time spent with Cameron will make Alyssa see that her husband isn't that hard after all. However, after discovering that they will be sharing a room with their arch nemesis, Melinda and Harrison, yeah, they have both had better days.
Don't read it ahead.
Oh my god.
Don't read ahead. Read it to me.
Oh my god.
What?
Prepare to be challenged because for the next 3, Layton will pack his bags and move in with Bronte while Harrison will move into your apartment. I'm not doing it. No, absolutely not. I'm not doing it. No.
Way. Anyone but Melinda.
Literally, it's wife and husband swap. Oh my god.
What, I have to share a bed with Harrison? That's like disgusting.
Oh my god, this is wild.
Like the laughing about it is now dying off, and now I'm like I have to go and do this, and the next 3 days are going to be like torture.
They really do not see eye to eye. So this is like literally gonna be putting 2 lions in a cage and fighting to the death. Like, this is how it feels.
I'd rather stick kitchen utensils into my eyes than go and live with Melinda for 3 days.
You never know, you guys might get along. You guys might find some common ground.
I would rather go jump off the balcony.
The silver lining is I might be able to poison her food.
No, thank you.
Your reaction is priceless.
Oh, shit. This is hilarious.
What if she falls in love with me?
Oh my god. Can you imagine her right now?
I don't like Harrison. I don't want his manipulation coming in here to my mind. I see him for who he is. I don't think he's respectful to women. I think he's a drama starter, a drama creator. I think he gets off on seeing other couples fall to the ground.
Can you imagine the reception I'm going to get?
I know.
I don't want Harrison near me.
Yeah, so Harrison said he'd rather stick a kitchen utensil in his eye, whereas Melinda, yeah, she'd rather jump off of a balcony. At least these two enemies can agree on something. But no one has a stronger reaction than Layton, who believes the task is fundamentally wrong. You know, getting him to move in with another woman, he said, is just something that he's just not going to do. He's really against this at this stage in the experiment, is what he told the cameras. Now, Now, Melinda just wants Layton to just trust the process, while Layton is disappointed in Melinda for not just supporting the fact that he just doesn't want to live with another woman. The two get into a whole argument over the matter, and in the middle of it all, guess who shows up at the door knocking? Harrison. Talk about timing.
Hello?
Who's that?
Harrison.
Hello, mate. Thank you. Hello? Wow.
I think this couple swap.
Take a seat.
This is like the worst challenge in the world. I've obviously kicked off because you know I don't like you. And you don't like me either, dude. But I always think YOLO, getting outside your comfort grows you. It's all self-development, it's all growth. That's just the way I look at life. Layton is quite stubborn, so he's black and white. He's like, I only see it like this and this is how I see it. And I'm just a little bit different.
It's like literally the first couple of minutes of this challenge, and from what I've seen, the relationship is just exactly what I thought it was between Melinda and Layton. You guys just cannot agree on anything.
Mate, there's no need to then come in and say something like that. I mean, that's not going to be helpful.
That's why we're doing this challenge.
Mate, if I've got you can do it in your way, I'm going to do it in my way. I don't feel like that needs to be challenged.
I actually really respect that Melinda wants to give this a crack. Just give the challenge 100%. I'm also willing to be here and give this 100% because I know what stake is on the line.
Mate, you've broken almost every rule in the book while we've been in this experiment.
This is already kicking off to like a pretty uncomfortable, toxic start.
It shouldn't be toxic.
The only one making it toxic, Layton, right now is you.
Okay. Guys, I've been very clear. I'm happy to go and do this.
Then do it.
But I'm not going to move in with another woman.
I don't feel comfortable about this. I'm just not as stubborn. I want to be a team with you.
I don't feel comfortable moving into a different apartment with someone else's. And you're sitting here with Harrison, the person you said is your most hated person.
Yeah.
And you're not supporting me, your partner.
Oh, sake.
Why don't you just give the challenge 100%?
Comfortable, guys. I don't feel comfortable doing that, and now I feel like I'm being put on the spot. It's something I'm not comfortable with, and I feel like I'm being challenged on it.
You're impossible. You're actually acting like a Harrison right now.
Hey, I'm here.
Frustrated with her husband's stubbornness, Melinda says Layton is actually acting like a Harrison right now, a dig which Harrison, who is sitting right there, doesn't necessarily like. Now, Layton cannot believe Melinda is willing to live with Harrison and is kicking up a storm about him not wanting to move in with another woman. He feels like he's living in an alternate universe where somehow Melinda and Harrison are just ganging up on him. He is completely flustered, and we see Layton storm out of the apartment to move in, leaving Melinda and Harrison to get frank with each other as part of the hard-hitting questions task. However, with no surprise, the Q&A reveals that Melinda thinks Harrison isn't ready to let go of the single life, that his relationship with Bronte is fake, while Harrison sees Layton's demeanor change over the week thanks to Melinda being such a living nightmare. And of course, it's really tough to hear that, but Harrison says that I just don't respect when someone wants to throw stones from a glass house. Melinda thinks this whole task was one of the hardest so far, and she says, you know what, I just can't wait to kick Harrison out and get my Layton back. Now with Layton, he's matched up with Bronte, and confused that she doesn't have a new roomie, Bronte quickly learns why Layton has not moved in with her. And Bronte says, I actually really respect Layton for not wanting to stay here with me. Now they too have to face the whole hard-hitting questions task, and when Layton asks if he is right in questioning Melinda's morals for wanting to move in with Harrison so quickly, Bronte used the G word to describe the way Mel was quick to squash Layton's feelings.
I've been asking myself and reflecting on how I reacted in the situation, and I guess my question is, am I right in questioning Mel's morals for how easily she was able to move in with Harrison?
No, I don't think it's wrong at all. Your first reaction is usually genuinely your raw, authentic feeling.
Yeah.
And the fact that that got squashed, she kind of gaslit you.
Yeah.
She made you feel like your emotions were invalid.
Yeah.
You have every right that you do.
These are the things that I think about. It was nice to hear Bronte reinforcing, I'm being totally reasonable in the way in which I react. It's not just me being oversensitive or I'm overreacting. It validates the way in which I was feeling yesterday. Based on what you've seen of Mel and I, we're compatible.
I do. The only thing is...
Yeah.
Yeah. Your values aren't really seeming to align.
Right. But it is, yeah. So, maybe leads on to one, and it's a good segue. In the time that you've spent with Mel without me, so this isn't dinner parties and community ceremonies, are there any real red flags in it I should know about?
When it comes to the way that she articulates how she's feeling, it can come across extremely aggressive. You just feel absolutely attacked. Yeah. And you're like, how is this helping me? She's like, I'm just trying to help you. I'm like,
it's an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. I've never thought about that.
And when it comes to rallying other girls, it's like velociraptors are attacking you.
Right, yeah.
She just goes...
She's very abrupt.
And you're like, where are you from? I feel like if you wanted this to work, it would be hard work.
Yeah. Look, to be honest, I wasn't sure about this partner swap in general. But what I will say is I can see in hindsight the views that I could have got from that. But, yeah, that was pretty confronting, some of the questions and the answers. I mean, that's always hard to hear. No one likes to see the ugly mirror.
So despite the brutal honesty, Layton appreciates that Bronte has reinforced that he was being totally reasonable in the way he reacted, and having originally doubted the value of the challenge, Layton has actually changed his tune, and he can actually see in hindsight some of the value of it. It was pretty confronting, some of the questions and the answers, but like most of us, we don't like the truth that the mirror tells us. So our next partner swap is between Lindell and Ollie. Now, Ollie gives Lindell a grand tour of his and Tani's home, which features their pet fish, a wall of cute couples, Polaroids, the puzzle they've been working on, and a whole cabinet full of groceries.
Oh my God, you guys actually buy groceries? Wow.
What is it in comparison to yours?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Cam and I haven't cooked once the whole time we've been here. Nah.
What? Lindell has come to Tani and Ollie's residence. Pleasure to make her acquaintance.
I feel for you in this scenario more than me, because you are coming into another person's home that's been lived in for freaking 3 months, dude.
Yeah. Like, I'm fine with it. I was like, cool, I think Ollie and I are gonna have a great time. Cam, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
To be honest, how well do I know Lindell? Not well at all. Like, I only see her at the dinner parties and commitment ceremonies, but Tani and I are really lucky in a way that we've had a good run so far, and I think I could definitely offer Lindell a different perspective on things.
Okay, I'll say this about how I feel when you and Cam go on the couch every time, right?
Okay.
So,
No, this is what I came here for.
I always feel like you guys are speaking about stuff for the first time on the couch. My theory was that maybe you guys don't want to talk about that stuff because it's just a bit dicey.
Yeah, 100%. Great observation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like definitely at the start of the experiment there would be a few touchy subjects that, like, I realised quite quickly with Cam he is not used to that, and he would take it as a very personal attack. So I guess, in a sense, sometimes I definitely feel like there have been weeks in here where we've curbed those hard conversations and waited to have them on the couch because then it's mediated. We can't ever get to a resolution.
You know, it's the she'll be right mentality, right?
Yeah, he is becoming affectionate and learning a lot. There's still some, like, room to grow.
Yeah.
Not really something I get consistently.
It's all the little things.
I was actually very grateful for Ollie just being quite straight up about what he'd seen and observed of Cam and I over the last however many weeks we've been here.
It actually just makes me feel quite safe to talk about those things.
I haven't had that for a while.
It's like it's relieving in a way that makes me sad. That I feel like I've never had a conversation with Cam like the one I had with Ollie just then.
The conversation went on so well with Ollie that it actually made her quite sad because she felt that she did not have a conversation like that with Cam, like the one she had with Ollie. However, he even went further to try to make her feel more comfortable by trying to match her by dressing up as Cameron.
So, Linners,
Yes, Romy?
you know you're saying you miss Cam a bit.
Yeah.
Cam's here. Come out and say hello. How are you, Sheila? Good to be seen by your lovely self. Oh, God, it's a crocodile! That's for you, mate. That's for you.
Honey, I missed you so much.
Do you have a hair?
Ollie is just too cute for his own good. I can see exactly why Tani is so sweet on him. So next up is Tani and Rupert. And coming into Rupert's apartment, Tani is about to pass out over the overwhelming smell of perfume. Now, Rupert admitted that he sprayed Evelyn's perfume scent everywhere so that he can be reminded of her. Oh, that's sweet. Now, the two of them take part in the hard-hitting questions task and appreciate the reassurance they got from one another. Tani thinks Evelyn and Rupert are compatible, but encourages him to make the serious next move in the relationship. Now, Rupert gushes over Tani's and Ollie's relationship, calling it something out of a storybook, and reveals that Ollie is definitely on his way to the big L word. However, we did get to see Rupert make a grand gesture for his girl Evelyn in this scene when he decides to send her a gift, as she's now coupled up with Duncan.
I've already learned a hell of a lot living with Tani, but if Evelyn wants Mr. Romance and Prince Charming, she better watch out, because that's what she's going to get.
I'll get it.
Okay. What is it this time? Stop it.
What does it say?
Dear Evs, miss you. Hope you're feeling fab and been having a lot of responsible fun. Your hunky hub, Ruperto.
I love it.
That's so sweet. I'm so impressed right now.
So am I.
For Rupert and I, like, this is huge. This is major.
I definitely feel like I'm in a romantic comedy right now, starring Rupert and I. I feel like he's doing all the perfect things. He's getting romantic. He's taking the initiative.
Just something so small like flowers just is so sentimental to me. It did make my day.
I think that was a very, very good move on his part, just to let her know that even though I'm coupled up with someone else, I'm still thinking of you, and he sent that beautiful gift to Evelyn. Next recoupling is Alyssa and Cameron. Now, Cameron seems shocked that he and Alyssa are getting along so well. First up on Alyssa and Cameron's to-do list is to write an honesty letter to their real partners. Now, the honesty letter task make Alyssa feel a little bit sick though. Now in her letter, she addressed her worries that Duncan will cut and run due to her family life and reveals her concerns that they haven't spoken enough about the future together with her child as first priority. However, Cameron assures Alyssa that Duncan really does like her and wants to talk about the future but might not know how to approach it for fear of making her upset. But I do like the fact that in their interaction, he was able to play his guitar. They even played some games together, at least to make the whole situation comfortable. Our next recoupling is Evelyn and Duncan. Now, Duncan also writes an honesty letter in which he reveals his concerns about not being able to have tough conversations together without what? Having extreme emotions take over. Now, he particularly expresses his sadness that Alyssa always tells him he will never understand what it's like to be a parent. And then, of course, he read out loud in his letter that if I can never understand, how can I possibly integrate myself into you and your child's life? However, Evelyn encourages Duncan to just give Alyssa a little bit more time to build trust and reassurance. I honestly think that she also needs to try to figure out her insecurities. Now, of course, with this whole new perspective, Duncan is excited to reunite with his wife, Alyssa. However, Alyssa doesn't feel the same way. She's nervous to see Duncan, and having that whole third party take on the relationship, it's definitely raised a few concerns. Alyssa gets a warm welcome home from Duncan. He showers her with all these gifts, including a photo album of bake-themed pics and Italian cooking class. Duncan's whole grand romantic gesture goes down in flames. Rather than jumping for joy, Alyssa reacts as if she's been gifted with a dirty sock. And when Duncan asks, "What's wrong?" Alyssa says, "Look, I've had a lot of concerns in my honesty letter. We haven't really spoken about that you think is a concern that my child would be a first priority." But Duncan assures her that her child being first priority is not a problem at all. Now, Duncan says that while he may never fully understand what it's like to have a child, he wants Alyssa to do her best to help him understand so he can help her. Alyssa was like, "You will never understand that until you do it yourself. Full stop." Now, when Duncan says that they should try to meet in the middle, Alyssa says that she needs time and space. Duncan will just have to sit and wait. And Alyssa decides she needs time right now. She leaves the apartment with her bags, of course, leaving Duncan devastated. Now, Duncan admits he feels rejected. And, he can't even finish his sentence before he started choking back all his tears. He said he feels more rejected in this relationship than any relationships he's ever been in. And he just can't contain his emotion, and he breaks down crying. And I feel sorry for him. And this is the thing. I mean, Alyssa obviously got some internal things going on with herself in regards to being insecure, because he's been trying to reassure her throughout this entire experiment. She's not feeling it, not seeing it. And also, this is a concern when it comes to someone being single with no children, being in a relationship with somebody who has children. There is going to be some conversations that need to be had. He's willing to work with her. The question is she willing to work with him? And that remains to be seen. I'm hoping that she can figure this out, because I really think she has a very, very good man around her. But if she's not willing to meet him halfway, you know what, Duncan? I think maybe at the next commitment ceremony, you might want to leave. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comments section. What do you think about the whole Harrison and Melinda coupling and the effect it had on Layton and what they learned from that whole task? Also, what's going to happen with Duncan and Alyssa? If, in my opinion, if they can't meet in the middle, I think they both should just go their separate ways. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.